I was out in the world today. And I driving on the freeway. I'm driving along, and I'm so used to the places where I'm at in different times and areas and everything. It's just like, this is so weird. Everybody out there in these lanes, like I was in a place where I'd been before about 5 months ago. I talked about, I did one called Terminus and then followed it up with my own protest. I'll put them in the description. You should really watch them. It was about this progressive irrigation truck that purposely was trying to kill me. And I said, and that's how traffic was. Ever since they released us back in May, whenever, back in the spring, that day when it came out and said, everybody's released, it was only an hour. Within an hour later, I heard that a ding. I said, and within an hour, it was like, it was mania. Ever before that, when nobody could go to work, I was out there just enjoying the scenery, driving the roads, roundabout, ga, ga, ga. You know, all alone, just being able to drive. And all of a sudden, within an hour of them releasing everybody, it was mayhem. And it hasn't stopped. Somewhere in mid-November, early December, somewhere in there, maybe mid-December, it slowed down. People seem to start being a little bit more courteous. I took cans back last week, and I didn't even come close to getting in a fist fight. I was like, jeez, I had to quit trying to get the cans out of the attic because I was going to end up in jail. 6 feet. That's the only thing that kept him from getting. Yeah, I can really twist a tongue and drive somebody nuts. And normally, if they're a lot closer like that, like it's okay to be in the old world, the pow, you go, you're punched in the face again. But you look at these guys in the can return 6 feet away going, it's too far away for them to lose their mind. They don't know how it's going to turn out. They got to think about how they're going to get to you instead of just letting the animalistic shit go, get off the road. Long hair, get out of the car. But as I'm driving these same roads, I came up to that. It had been going on all along, but it didn't occur to me until I came up to that spot where that guy from Progressive Irrigation tried to kill me and destroy the family. I realized the stark contrast of this. People were going, woo, woo, and people were actively backing off to allow people in the next lane to get in there before the merge. They were very, very courteous. And I was like, oh, what the hell? And I realized, nothing like a good riot to get people's heads on straight. It's like, this morning even, I was wondering why there were so many people on the road. I'm like, wow, I haven't seen this. This is nuts. And I thought this morning, I was like, oh, here on January 7th, I was thinking all these people are going into work or something to get the stapler off their office desk and saying, screw you, I ain't coming back. That's what I thought was going on. But it almost seems like people just said, I guess it's safe to go back to work again. Something got in their heads, something, like I said, nothing like a good riot to get people's heads straight. And I think, when's the last time anything close to this. I mean, our capital getting attacked by our own people has happened. And I think probably, maybe not the last time, first one that comes into my mind is Vietnam, Saigon. When, you know, there they are, pop, 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 pop. They're coming in on the embassy there in Saigon. You know, I think Tet Offensive at that point. And there's just nothing but yelling, you know, cracker in the wire, cracker in the wire. And they're, wait a minute, that isn't what they were saying. In the wire, sorry, I got that wrong. It was the Vietnamese that attacked the American embassy in Saigon. Well, but there was that other one in Lebanon where we attacked the embassy in Lebanon in the 80s. No, that was the locals. I remember the last time we've attacked our own capital. It's like, oh my, good golly. You know, my predictions are coming through. I started making predictions back in about February, March last year about how this whole civil war was going to go down. And it was following in a pretty good schedule. I talked about, you know, fecal matter passing the coronavirus and everything I talk about. Oh, the gamma virus, how the sun catches, so you should stay inside. I talked about all this stuff. Most of it's true. And the whole prediction thing was falling off. I was like, you know, it's not like I need it to happen. It's just like, you know, there are no concerts anymore. You got to find things to be interested, to find entertaining. And if you don't, look at the bright side. Look over there. You know, you can see the sun shine. Well, look back there. Oh, that's just a light in a dark tunnel. You know what you do if you go to the light in a dark tunnel? You get run over by a train. You gotta lay between the tracks, Jimbo. So no, we haven't done this in my memory, and it's the first riot of the year. The riot to end all riot. You can't live up to that kind of riot unless you actually do go full blown. We don't know what's going to happen next. But first riot of the year, 6th January 2021. It's a big deal, it seems. They're talking about it in history classes already. The step Danny was talking all about it today in 25th Amendment, and I'm sure that the teacher was probably very excited to be able to talk about the 25th Amendment. How often does anybody get to talk about the 25th Amendment as a history teacher? He probably doesn't even know everything about it. It's so rare to talk about just pulling somebody the hell out. You know, they impeached Clinton, but he said, I'm not going. You don't have to go. Nixon, they impeached him. He said, well, fuck you too. And he quit and said, I'm not a crook. I should probably learn Navy signals. But so, you got all this stuff going on. And it occurred to me at some point today when I had time to think, you know, just do something mindless that you're good at. I had time to think, and I realized this is the first riot with white people in a very long time. I just heard some comedian some time ago talking about how white people didn't know how to protest, they didn't know how to riot, or something like that. And these guys just went ape shit. My dad said they looked like a bunch of monkeys running around on the ground and hanging off buildings. And I said, I don't see my dad being, stereotypical race type of saying shit, slurs and things like that. So when I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the first time I've ever heard it scared me. It's the first time I've ever heard my dad use the word monkeys about anybody, and it was white people. And so we proved him wrong, didn't we? Now we get to say, I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy. Oh, what a fine mess you've gotten us into, Stan.